Hi everybody, welcome to my channel. This is a continuation from the previous transmissions, which I'll link below, that were leading up to and carrying us through the 8/8 Lionsgate portal, all about shifting to the higher timeline. So this is part one. There's a part two, which is a card reading. This one is the energies that have been coming in over that period, particularly Sunday the 13th of August to the 16th, which was a rebirth portal. This part one is particularly focused around twin flames, but relevant to everybody. We are going to go through, we'll bring some light language through, some activations, and an explanation of what the energies have been doing in regards to the creations that have come through as part of that process and the light codes that have come through. So these two, there's still some smoothing to be done, but their colours and differences have become distinct in terms of yin-yang kind of polarities. The masculine is white, that is the masculine colour, and the feminine is a grey, but she will look darker when she's all finished and painted up, so it will be the yin-yang. You can see one contains the seed of the other, like the yin-yang, representing wholeness, and that each part contains some energy of the other, the seed of the other. So here that's represented by their love heart faces in the opposing colours, and it's also showing that their love is for the other. Atata tita kata tita kata koko, akata tita 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 kaka koko, akata tita kaka kaka kaka. So this upper part is the heavenly coming in. So this hole here where the heart would be just means that they have one heart on the etheric, connected in unity, and they are interlooped. So like the infinity, they're not, can't be separated. They are one, expressed in opposing polarities. And you can see that they are just so loving and supporting of each other. They're one unit in two different bodies, two different vessels. And then I wanted it to be a love heart shape around the pelvis. And I think that's very subtly a love heart shape, as it comes in at the middle. I haven't at this point exaggerated that to make it obvious. And they are merfolk in a sense, but they're cosmic. So they're dwelling in that, in the oceans, in the waters, in the cosmic waters of that painting that's been coming through around the 8/8 Lionsgate. And so I had to work first on the masculine, and it was very tricky to get them balanced all the way from heaven to earth. So from here down, from the heart down, is the earth, or just below the heart, so the solar plexus down. And so to connect them, to bridge them there was very tricky, and to get them to stand up. Obviously, both of them needed to be connected together before they would stand up on the earthly realm, and they needed to actually be connected to the heaven, to the upper, let's call this the upper paradigm, the etheric, the higher dimensional soul aspects, connecting right down to the earth. And you can see this is a really solid structure, but it's very equally weighted and equally balanced. So she's kind of sitting on his knee. I haven't done her body yet. I had to work on his first. She's kind of sitting on his knee, but she's holding her own weight. It's similar when you're dancing, you know, when the man supports her and does a drop. If she just drops all her weight onto him, he won't be able to hold her. She maintains balance on her feet, and drops back, but she's using the strength of her legs to hold her, and he supports her then with his hands. So it's similar to that. It's she's not weighing him down, she's not burdening him. It's more like when you're dancing, where you're part of one co-creative movement which the male is leading as such on the physical plane, but they're connected as one unit. Like the woman knows where they're going, even without his gentle pushing or guidance. But if both try to lead from their consciousness and go in different directions, it would be a disaster. So this is co-creation in the same way as when you are dancing. Anyone who's done dance classes would understand what I'm talking about here. It's a co-creation. And so I'm going to call this one entwined. It is about the twin flame unity. Can also be related to soul connections, high-level soul connections, but it's about unity, sacred union, co-creation, and that movement from the soul's path, where you are one in one mission, down into how that relates into the earth. So on the earthly plane in day-to-day life, and how we express our mission, our souls, our presence, and how we co-create. So we are always co-creating at the higher levels from our higher selves. We're co-creating with our divine union partner, our twin flame. But it's not always visible down here. And this feels like what's shifted. So just so the same as in the painting where we are riding those waves. Now the waves haven't really formed crests yet, so you can't see their form, but they're carrying you into shore where you will be delivered onto solid land. And that feels like where we are. These are dwelling in those cosmic, higher consciousness waters, higher dimensional waters, and we've just bridged that. We've given them, believe it or not, they're land legs, because these look like tails, but you can, because they are tails, because that's what they've been using until now to navigate those cosmic waters. But you can see they're standing upright on their tails. So I'm about to give her hers, but what we needed to work on first was the masculine. So in the last transmission, I was talking about the right side, the masculine side, the side that needs to know, the side that needs to act, the side that finds it hard to give over to that cosmic energy coming in and directing you. And I talked about getting sunburnt down the right side and my right knee going out. So what had to happen for this to come in was I had to get the masculine's base in, and it was especially around the pelvis area. He was requiring a lot of healing around that pelvis area. So it was like in a child. But it was also, so something that happened in childhood or something like that, but also all the things that the masculine has been through in history, the separations, the wars, the requirement to block his heart and soul and, be a protector and do what's required to make things work on the physical plane, and that required very much not being in your intuition, being in your mind and your strategy, your planning and your action, taking care of things and leading, and sometimes leading blindly because they're not connected to that intuitive intelligence, high knowing of the solutions, trying to forge those solutions from the mental, from the ego, and having to survive, like having to succeed, having to really feed that ego to be seen as successful by whatever the culture was at the time to succeed. So yeah, this and also, that area can be a place where women are disrespected from the masculine as well, or where masculine are disrespected. Especially the let's say the back passage, that was even more sensitive and injured. So as I was creating this, this figurine received so many codes of just really compassionate, gentle, sensitive, understanding energy. I can feel that going in now, and I can feel it coming through the crown. So this came into this area, and I can just feel what a gentle soul this masculine is, just so gentle and sensitive, and trying to function in that masculine patriarchy. You can see how gently I'm touching his whole physical body all the way down. He needs so much gentle, compassionate, unconditional love. To be able to really be that strong, clear vessel of love, support and protection for the masculine, for his own, for the feminine, for his own feminine within him, but also for his feminine counterpart. Didn't realize, but I've actually got them in the middle of a spiral there. They're on this love heart footprint. That's the footprint that they will be living on the world, and you can see that they form a love heart at the back. Her tail's going to twirl up and connect with his at the back and the front. He's still got some work on his tail. I've got the fins are going to come from higher up, and her whole tail needs to be put in, plus all her scales. But so they're in the middle of this energy field that's making a heart imprint. So as they unify and they form that bridge from heaven to earth, and their unconditional love and their soul mission, the unified soul mission forms a channel all the way down into the earth grids. Their energy expands out and affects the world, and it affects relationship templates going forward out the other side of this lionsgate portal. Right, so it's just a shifting through the empathic centers in the temples up here on him. And on her, there's a strengthening of the tailbone. So this is going to then mean I can start to get this this tail in. So we're going to transition them from water creatures, where their mission is in the etheric, in the cosmic, and trickling in just via the shore, but onto the shoreline, into like this having an effect and an imprint on the land, on the sand, as the cosmic waves deliver their unconditional love, unity and sacred union into the more physical planes, where they can have a day-to-day tangible, visible effect. Heart activation now. Okay, so what I'm being reminded of now, in the background you can see there's two chairs outside in my garden. They're empty and they're waiting for the couple to physically appear in the day-to-day life. I've also created some earrings and pendants, all in pairs. Not intentionally. I was exploring clay, because I love working with clay, and was drawn to all the colours, which is not surprising, seeing I'm working with those cosmic colours in the painting and the bird. So these, as I said before, these are cosmic colours. They're not earthly colours. They're etheric, and they've got, we can't see with our eyes those colours. You could see them with your eyes closed in a meditative state. You can see those colours, or in your dreams. But they're etheric, they're glittery, they're sparkly. And so I unintentionally ended up making earrings in pairs and pendants. And I also made some little owls. Let me just show you. So a pair of owls in multiple colours. So yeah, this theme of multiple colours just really coming through, those cosmic colours permeating now down through the higher dimensions into the reality, the effect of them coming into this reality. So much more activation and healing for everybody, as well as the twin flame. So there is now so much more possibility in working as a co-creative unity, having really cleared up so much of the trauma and the pain and the blockages to doing that in day-to-day life, always working like that from the higher perspective, just not consciously aware necessarily, unless you can perceive it, that you're working as a unity. I can perceive that. I'm able to feel the third energy. I can feel both where we are unified as one. I'm seeing rainbow colours as I say that. Etheric rainbow colours, cosmic rainbow colours. I feel them coming down over the two. Going into both of the lower backs and sacrum area. Activating the heart. So we're calling in that third energy, that unified third energy now. That's settling into the solar plexus, the hara point, which is where you manifest into this reality from the other dimensional higher self, down through the sacral area, down through the lower back. I'm feeling the cranial base as well, and the neck and the jaw all adjusting. Opening, allowing that bridge from the third energy, which is the unified twin flame, or if you're not a twin flame, higher up the ray of your monad, so accessing closer to God source, higher dimensional energies before you individuate into your current personality in this body, coming down. Can feel it in the upper spine now, really bridging that channel from creating a bridge down into the material world and your day-to-day life. right? Releasing the resistance in the digestive system, where we take in what is relevant to us and release what is not, down through the sacral, where we create in this world and we form relationships. As that's settling, I can feel it settling. I can feel the pelvis through here moving and adjusting. If you're feeling that at home, just if you're standing up, just allow your pelvis to move with the energy. Don't hold tight to your feet. Let your ankles release so that your pelvis can shift and move and come into balance. So what I feel right now is I feel I'm mirroring the feminine. So we're working on the feminine side now, the left side. Actually, yeah. Akatatata titakaka tutukukukukukukukukuk akatatata akatatata. And what I'm seeing is I'm seeing their hands. You can't see their hands here, but I'm feeling their hands holding, connecting. Akatatatatata. So even when they're holding their own hand, they feel that they're holding the hand of their beloved, their divine union partner, twin flame. Akatatatatata. So I still got the hips swung out to the left, or the right, whichever it is for you. Leaning forward now. Swing into the other side, okay. And back. So we're in a spiral motion like these, like they're in a spiral motion. Akatatata titakakato, akatatata titakakataka, akatata titakakato kokokokokokokokokokokokokokokokokokokoko, akatatatata titakatakatakakokoko, akatatatata titakakato kokokokokoko, akatatatatatatatatatatatatatatatatatakakakaka. And I'm feeling that spiral motion come into the central point in the midline that connects the hara line, which is your higher mission, all the way down into the earth grids. So it's almost like, you know, there's a still point in the middle of a tornado. I'm feeling as there's a movement around the central point, as they remain in balance, in a unity, no matter what position they're in, they're joined at the hip, which is a saying, isn't it? They're joined at the hip. So I'm feeling as the hips move and rotate, it's like a dance. The other is symmetrically moving around, but that central line, that hara line in the middle, is always connected from heaven to earth. It's the third energy. Atatatatata. Atatatatata. Crown is open. So it's the soul mission anchoring from heaven to earth through this unity. Akatatata. Right now I'm feeling the feet. So I'm feeling these. The base connecting to the earth. Right, and a central point. We're coming into center now. Ishatatatatitaka. Ashatitititititatakata. Ashatatatitakataka. And the knees now, and I'm seeing it here too, the knees are being strengthened to hold a stable platform that leaves a heart print. Akatatata. Right, so we've gone up to his face, And I am seeing a beaming smile on his face. And I feel the energies from the sun in that painting coming in behind his head and activating the back of the third eye chakra. And then through that, his heart blasts out this higher love template. And I can feel as that happens how she relaxes and feels safe, supported, home. It's the feeling of home comes in. So as he embodies home, she feels that in her body. She embodies that. So she's been very much in the upper, in the higher dimensions, bringing in the intuitive side, the intangible, unconscious mission. And, you know, this is in both partners, the feminine and the masculine, but remember the masculine is, you know, the more the expression of the masculine energies, and the feminine counterpart is more the expression of the feminine energies, which are the intuitive, receptive. It's not necessarily gender related. You don't have to be a male if you're the masculine energy and a female if you're the feminine energy. And they're just represented like that in this sculpture. But it's as she came in, and this bit, when he came in, this was strong, as it was holding them together. But not until I did her upper part did the whole thing strengthen through the whole way. So when we can receive that those feminine higher aspects and intuition on a strong already masculine embodiment on the ground, it's almost like the foundation that those higher energies come into. When that structure is strong and healed, and then you bring that upper higher feminine in, it just created, even without doing very much with her lower body, just this incredibly strong structure that stands strong. It's very symmetrical, and I can really feel, I don't know if you can feel it like I can. The sensitive ones of you should be able to just through the screen, you don't need to be here in person touching it. The unity, the symmetry, the co-creation, they move as one unit, and it's not one of them decides to move one way or the other. There is a movement through them that they are part of, in the same way as those waters are a movement, that there's a current that moves those waters. So they are almost like two drops in that ocean that are connected as one, that move always together as they're moved by that current. Whether they're consciously aware of it or not, whatever they're doing separately in their lives, whether you speak to each other or not, you're always moving as one. You'll likely find that you're got a lot of similar things when you start to talk about it, that, oh, that's what I was doing too, that kind of thing. Oh, that's so similar to what I've been working with on myself, or there'll be a mirror image. Alright, so I'm feeling there might be some restriction in the head. You might get like headaches as those energies try and move through. So just, here we go, I'm relaxing. So if you're getting a headache, need to relax through the solar plexus, need to release your tension, release resistance, and then that opens up the head and allows the energies to come in through the head. Yeah, so I'm feeling that grounding through the midline now and right down into the earth. The feet are tingling. There we go. Can feel that solidness coming into the body now through the feet. Really that solid structure on the earth, ready to step out of those shallow waters, froth and foam, and step into the new. I have a reading that goes with this. I think I'll separate them into 2 videos. So this is part 1 and the reading will be part 2 because this is getting quite long. But it's really how this connects to the painting that is still in process, and how it connects to the collective energies as we're moving through a renaissance. So I spoke about the 3-day portal, which was a renaissance, which started on Sunday the 13th to do with the Venus star point in astrology, and the new moon on the 16th. And we're just coming out the other side of that. So all of this creation has been going on during that rebirth portal. So yeah, I'll put the link below for the part 2, which is the reading, and there should be some more light language coming through on that. Blessings, everybody.